Okay, students, today we are going to talk about how to do initial research when you have choices of topics to cover. In your project today for your change maker, you need to choose a change maker from the choice board below in order to research them. Take notes as you research your change maker's life. Then use the checklist to create a brochure on Canva that introduces your change maker and explains how they made a difference in the world. All right, and here your teachers have created a few lists of people that you could use. These are very notable people, and these are safe people to go ahead and research. Okay, for the sake that I wanted to make mine a little bit different, so it's not a directly a person that is on the list, I've chosen a different change maker. But a few things to think about. All right, remember that when you make your brochure, and here I have my Canva, when you're looking at the brochures, you will have a front when that brochure it's loading, a front where the brochure is on there, and let me close those out. There we go. So here, these are the 2 pages. You're actually going to do 2 pages. These pages would be printed back to back, and you're going to make sure that you have your title. Okay, you might have some information instead of maybe getting in touch. This was a sample company, but maybe it would have your list of the websites you used or the name of the articles, things like that. But instead of like filling in just tons of pictures, this is where you would put your information that is on your brochure directions. So we have a title that includes the name of your change maker, okay, their date of birth and death, okay, if they're no longer living, a bulleted list of 3 quick facts about your change maker. Now, when you're doing quick facts, that doesn't mean just put one word. It could be just a very short phrase, okay? Or you could put in a full sentence. Then we have a section to do a short paragraph for each of the following categories. So you could actually put each paragraph on a separate page and include pictures of your change maker. So a little bit of the early life, or how they were when they were young, before they did their impact that helped the world or others to see and or to learn something new. Okay, then there's usually an important event in your change maker's life that led them to fight for this change. Lastly, how your change maker has made a difference. And this might be, for those who have already passed on, it's kind of like their legacy. Or if they're still alive, what will be their legacy? It's what people will remember them. Okay. It says to also include at least 2 high-quality pictures that include a short caption. So that means you will write in smaller text underneath the picture, describing the picture. So if they're making baskets, you would say, here's a picture of Mrs. Ivory making baskets if she was the change maker. You're also going to have a list of sources used, and depending on the shape of your brochure, it might be like on that page where when you fold it up, it'd be on the back saying, and these are all customizable. You can delete them. You can start with a blank brochure, the works. All right, and then of course, because brochures, if you were to print them out, they would have no spelling errors, and there would be something that a person could pick up and be able to read to learn a little bit about your change maker. So make sure that your grammar and everything is perfection. So for today's example, I have chosen Princess Diana, the Princess of Wales. Okay, and maybe I don't know. So you might have one person today and you're like, oh my gosh, I know exactly who it's going to be. All right. And you're looking. And when we're doing our brainstorming, thinking about those 3 quick facts, we're going to look up 3 sample people. Okay. And you're going to find 3 quick facts. I have some recommended websites where here you could right click on it and open that link, and these are good sources, meaning if you go to them, they will have factual information. Biography.com is free, therefore they do have ads. It may slow down a little bit of your research, but you are welcome to use those. Okay, and there's also this one that says website used, and you'll see I go rogue. I look up and look for something I found an article that I thought did a nice job outlining the person who is my person I'm looking for, not one of yours. Okay, so Miss your teacher has where you can make it's the copy. So when they share the link, you would choose to make a copy, and up here, what I always do is put my last name, and then you might put your first name there, something like that. So when my teacher, if they asked me, did you do all of your research? Maybe that was part of the grade. I would quickly be able to find it. And I'll put a little hyphen there. Okay. Now for the actual brainstorming, put your name. Okay, put your date. Today's date. Okay. And I'm going to investigate Princess Diana of Wales. Okay. And you can make it however you need. When I first searched, okay, I searched Princess Diana, and I was trying to think of phrases that might help to narrow down how they changed the world, or how they helped people think differently and more inspirational. You can kind of see what people have searched, okay? So Princess Diana, impact on the world. And one that popped up I see is on CNN, which is a news outlet, okay? And it says her life and legacy. So what is remembered about her today? I can tell by the date that it was recently written, so it has the most up-to-date information. And then this is the part where you're going to go, oh my gosh, I have to read. But, all right, this is part of research. You might read an article and only get one tidbit of information. You might read an article and it's long. You might read one that's short, okay? But you really want to make sure that when you're reading, you're not just scanning all of the text. You want to make sure that you get all of the factual information to make it the most effective and understanding for your own learning for your brochure. Okay, so a little bit, I know that they mentioned knowing, oh, hold on, where was it? Knowing when she was born, so I would look for that information. This is just as I go through here and I'm scanning, this is just a very brief biography, but there's more details below, okay? Additionally, you can see this is an example of what your teacher has said is the caption. So they have a picture that, you have to do at least 2 pictures. And then you have to do a caption, which is a brief description of what you're looking at in the picture. Okay. So I'm going to come back to my brainstorming sheet, and I might say, okay, Princess Diana of Wales. Okay. I'm going to put in her real name, born Diana Spencer. Okay. And I'll put in, I don't have it right off here, but I put in her, her actual birthday. So I'll put here birthday, just for the sake of time. All right. But remember, I don't have to write all of my notes. I just need to have enough, because say you don't know for sure you want to do your person. You're going to search for at least 3 people today and put a few facts about them. Okay. And not just like what their favorite color was in school. What makes them a true change? Oh, look at that. A change maker. All right. So another thing that is very notable about her was she married the Prince of England, and they later divorced. Okay. And another thing, after reading that article, I know Princess Diana was and the phrase is a forward thinker, okay? She was open to others' ideas, okay? So one that really stands out going here is during the time when she was princess, okay? it was a time that was kind of scary. The AIDS epidemic happened in the 1980s, and we knew people could contract AIDS, usually through, blood, touching somebody who is affected, and there's a couple other ways as well. And people were really scared. They didn't want to hold hands or hug people with AIDS. And she really revolutionized, because this person who's powerful, who is, royalty, she was not afraid. These are still people. And really much, she is very much, the people loved Diana and she loved the people. So one thing that was really notable for her, I might even add another one, she was not judgmental of people different from her. And then I might add that because I want to be able to remember, after looking up one person, I might forget some of the details, but the more details you add, the easier it will be for you to remember. So here I'll have for example, she shook hands with people who had AIDS. This disease was very worrisome during her first years as a princess. Okay, so she was kind of a little bit of a rebel. Okay, so I'm going to put my little resource used, and I have it's a CNN Princess Diana, and oh, here it goes, her life and legacy. Okay, her life, her legacy. And then it says link to the resource. So with this, you go over to the article, and I'm going to click on it. So for your brochure, you could write this all out on the back of your brochure, but the more every single letter you have on there, the longer it is, the more likely someone will have an error. Okay, so there is a way you can search for. It's called URL shorteners, and there's Google ones. This is called Bitly. I went to Bitly, and I think it starts like this, but if you scroll down, you'll see where it says go ahead and shorten a URL, shorten your link. So I'm going to paste it in, and see it's really long, but now when I click shorten, you can see how it is really not that long at all. You can easily double check, here I can copy it. But people could easily double check if they had a mistake there. So I'm going to go ahead now, link to the resource, and I'm going to put it in. All right. And then later on, if say I wanted to know more information, I could even go back to these other resources to pull more information. There's a ton of information out there for these change makers. We just want to make sure that you have this available to you. Okay, so this would be my sample information. You'll notice I did not copy and paste any text here. I've already read it, and I read through, and they have even pictures if she was young. You're allowed to use these pictures. But the most important thing, okay, is to not copy and paste the text from a website. Put the information in your own words, okay? This is supposed to be an 8th grade writing, and you can still make it look professional. You can make sure that, going back to your rubric, that everything is free of spelling and grammar mistakes, okay? I know that you guys will do well with this. So once you do one of them, you can go back and then begin the next person. The one thing I want to note is that I had already read the article, so it was not very difficult for me to write all of my points that I wanted to. I actually did not pre-write them out, so this just came from me beginning writing, and it just takes practice. I've done many notes and everything over the years, just like you guys will as you do more and more classes in school. So it just takes time. So it's going to take more than 5 minutes to do this research part, okay? So you go ahead and good luck, and you have your sample people from this brochure choice board, all right? And then you'll get that brainstorm sheet where you'll make your copy of it, and remember to change the name I think that's everything. I kind of ran over it a few times, but if you have any questions, let your teachers know. All right, good luck.